Hi everyone, this is a review of my personal planner that has been requested absolutely loads since I mentioned it on my Instagram account. I'm going to go over a review of the planner and just kind of show you how it works and how you can personalize yours, and also how I turned the back pages into a little bullet journal of sorts, instead of using this as just a planner. So to start off with, the personal planner comes in a couple of different sizes. This is the A5 size. I like this because it's just easy to slip into a handbag. It's easy to carry around. It's not too bulky or anything, and it's not too small. I need something that's quite large, large enough for me to write in and carry around as well. The only difference between the personal planner this year, from this year to last year, is the size of the spiral bound. So this was my planner last year, and obviously this is my planner this year, and you can see that the spiral binding has changed considerably. Your personal planner will arrive in one of these, so it'll be really easy to identify it when it arrives. And it comes, so you get the planner, you get this little binding ribbon type thing that keeps your pages in place, and you just slot it into the sections here. And you also get your choice of a ruler. This is the one that I chose. This is the one that I chose this year. This is the one that I had in my binder last year, and I like that I can kind of interchange them when I get fed up. So that's quite nice. You also get a little plastic sleeve that you can insert, that you can store things in, which is really great for receipts or stickers and things like that. And you get an entire sheet that I've just almost ruined of stickers, which are really cute. They're very colorful. There are different banners and little icons here, speech bubbles, to do things, bunting, more icons and emojis here as well. So they're quite nice. You can just fold this down to fit it into the little sleeve protector, and then put it into your planner. Alright, so to start off with, the planner has a really good quality plastic cover, and then you choose the cover of the cover that you like. There are several cover designs, including text designs, or just plain color, if that's what you like. I chose to go with a design on Etsy because I can use this for several other things, so I wanted to go with that. The one that I got last year is also a design from Etsy. And then the back of the planner, you can again have the same design, or you can just leave it blank if you don't want to have anything on the back. I left it blank because I didn't want anything on the back. You could even put in things like Instagram photos. A lot of people put photos on the front and things like that. So it's really customizable depending on what you want. I've got a little quote in here, and then a lot of people put in this section like a reward notice, or if you find this, please return it to wherever. I've just got my email here, and hopefully if I ever do misplace it or anything, somebody will get in touch. You can choose where you want the planner to start. So I wanted it to start in August because that's when I had when my planner ran out last. And when you first get it, you get the last week of the previous month, so you don't just jump straight into August. They've given me the last week of July to sort of ease me into it, which is nice. The monthly layouts that you get are optional, so you don't have to choose to have these in there. If you do want them in there before the weekly layouts, you do have to make a selection online when you're doing it. So if you miss out on doing that, it will not come with the monthly spread. You can even choose to customize the interior, the inside of your planner, and that can vary depending on what you like to have in it. There's so many options, so many layouts, from different colors of bars on the top, different layouts of the actual boxes on the inside, different modules on the bottom, different sections in the middle. There's tons and tons of options. This is what my previous one looked like. I'm just going to take this out so that you can see. So you can see that my previous one, the difference with that is that I had a lot more space to write, but then I had really small Saturday and Sunday pages, and I wanted to change that because I really wanted to see the week overall, and I didn't want to kind of have Saturday and Sunday separately like this. So I chose this time instead to have it thinner rows but a longer space, and to keep the two modules on the inside next to each other so I'd have more room. The modules you can choose are, there's weather, there's a couple of other things, but I chose the same ones that I went with last time. One of them is training, which is sort of the just number of minutes that you've worked out for and the type of exercise, and working hours. So the number of hours that I work every week, every day even varies. So I wanted to keep tabs on that, and I've got that in there. And then at the bottom of the page, you can choose your modules. Now, the actual calendar here never changes. It's an overview of the month, and it will not change. So you can't remove this if you wanted to. It stays right there, and you have a little notes section, which is empty. That is where you cannot customize. You can customize these three here. There are a couple of other options. I think one of them, so for example, list of the week was one that I had last time that I don't have this time, but I have the week's dinners. I've got to do this week, and it has different sections where it says started and done, and then I've got preschool this week. So I thought this would be really useful because it has it's got bring, any other notes, and then the time that you need to drop them off and the time that you need to pick them up, and that can change sometimes. So I thought it would be really useful to have that. I plan to use this section here to correlate with the week's dinners. So for example, when I write down, previously I had this week's dinners on this side of the page, and then it was like, you know, kind of going across in an awkward way, and because of the layout, I didn't even have the extra space on this side. I'll try and show you in the layout that I have here. So as you can see, I've got like the week's dinners here, but I don't have anything to write a list down or anything on the other side. Whereas now I've got this week's dinners, and then I've got space here to make a grocery list for the week. So I can look at that and the list at the same time, and it can also be a list for anything else that I need, not necessarily just shopping or groceries. I am going to be using this little section on the front of my on the monthly layouts to write down goals. So I just used goals for the month. So I just used some of the stickers from the pack again and wrote down goals, and I'll just be listing down my goals for the month. Another really handy thing is there are little color tabs for each month. So if you turn it over like this, you will see all of the tabs, and then if you just kind of open up to one of them, you'll go straight to the first page, the monthly spread. So that's quite handy, and they're sort of there's like a running theme basically throughout the planner like that. And then towards the end of the planner, you can choose what your back pages are going to be like. So there's several options to choose from. You could choose things like a coloring book. You could choose music pages. You could choose if you're a teacher, you could choose a teacher layout. You could choose just blank pages, ruled pages, squared pages, dotted pages, Sudoku maps. Really, there's loads and loads of options, which is really, really nice. As you can see, you probably have been able to see, especially in the monthly layouts, there's loads of like little things that are pre-printed in it already, and that's because they actually have a calendar within the personal planner setup where you can enter birthdays, anniversaries, public holidays, anything that you want to enter, that you can even make it recurring or not, just whatever you want. So I've put in all our bank holidays for the UK. I've put in birthdays, anniversaries, Eid, Ramadan, any really important dates that I want to keep track of. And because I did it when I set up my planner the last time, it's really, really easy this time because it's already just done for me, and I just had to make a few changes to a couple of dates. Now that we've gone over the main bit of the planner, I want to take you through my back pages and how I've customized them to make them into a little sort of bullet journal for myself. I am not the type of person that will write lots of weekly or monthly layouts and things like that. I know for a fact that I will use these sections as they are because I've done it over the previous year. So I was really keen to kind of take this and then merge it with something else and see if that would work even better for me. So what I did was I went with a combination of squared, ruled, and some dotted pages. The first thing that I have is a Quran layout. So I used some washi tape, and this is the Minarets one by Pampered Muslima. I will leave links to everything that I've used, like stationery and things like that, in the description box below. The beauty of this is that you don't really need to have gorgeous handwriting or know how to do calligraphy or anything like that. I've literally just taken some of the stickers from the sticker pack and like a relevant other sticker just to jazz it up, and I've popped it on the top and written what I want the section to be. And then I just went in and drew the squares. I've got all 114 surahs here, and I've got 2 squares for reading the actual surah in English as well, with the translation as well, and then reading the tafsir, which is something that I wanted to do for a really long time, and I feel like sort of having this and coloring in every single time I finish one will sort of maybe motivate me to get it done a lot quicker. And then the next page, I've got a sort of like a homekeeping layout. This one, I use the Fly Lady method for weekly tasks, morning, afternoon, and evening routine. I can go into this in more detail if you want another video of how I kind of plan this out, but I won't go into it in too much detail right now. So I've just got a list of things that I do weekly, and then other things that I do as part of my morning, afternoon, and evening routine, so that they're all sort of there for me to refer to if I need to. On the page next to it, I've got just a list of books that I'm currently reading, and I again use the stickers from the pack, and I can just tick off as I go and what's on my wish list basically. And I've got a little income tracker here, and that's literally just a list of the months and then a space to write in the amount and the source. Because I work on different projects, things come from different places, so I wanted to be able to look back on it and have like a record of it somewhere. And then next to that, I have a section on expenses, and this actually ties in with my weekly layout. So for instance, what I intend to do with this little spot here at the bottom is to write in my weekly spend, and I break this down into 3 different categories. Again, I don't really want to go into budgeting now because that will make this video really long, but essentially I'm going to be writing down the weekly spend here so that I can quickly calculate that at the end of every month and pop the figures into here. And I like that because I think that will give me a really good overview of what my spend has been like that year. And I've got a little quote here that says, "Never spend your money before you have it." And then I've got a little section here for savings. I saw this on so many bullet journal spreads on Pinterest, and it was so cute. I thought I have to try drawing this, and it worked out pretty okay. It's not the perfect job, but it will do. And it's basically, again, got a list of the months, and then for me to put in the amounts. I do have savings goals and specific amounts that I want to save. Some of them are different from other months, but obviously for privacy, I've not put them in the in the book just yet. I'll do it after I've filmed this video. Next to that, I've got a learning log, and this is basically things that I am enrolled in, like courses or anything that I'm doing, whether it's self-development or something that I'm actually getting a qualification from. Following that, I've got a blog video log, and this is just for me to be able to write down the date, the title, whether it was a blog post or a video, and that way I kind of have like an idea of what I'm blogging most about, what I haven't written about in a while. I'd like the idea of kind of writing down everything that I'm publishing when I publish it. Following that, again related to blogging, is a stats tracker. This again is gorgeous washi tape by the Pampered Muslima, and I'll leave a link to where you can buy it in the UK down in the description box. Just a list of months again, and then like just places for me to write down the numbers. I'm not really fussed about the numbers, but it really helps to see, again, if you go back here and correlate what your content has been with your numbers, it kind of helps you get an idea of what's working and what's not. So I've just got blog stats, I've got mailing list, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, DA, and Twitter. On this side, I've got dinner and snacks. I had this in my previous planner as well. It's a list of basically everything that we like to eat. Obviously, this is not an exhaustive list. I still have to, I've written some of it out, and I need to continue writing the rest of it, and I've got a spare page to do it, to do the rest here. But I use this when I'm meal planning. So I sit with this and my meal binder, my meal planning binder, and it really helps to kind of get those weekly dinners and things like that out of the way quickly. On this side, I've got zone cleaning. So again, this is part of the Fly Lady method. You have 5 zones and they're done at different times. If you're familiar with the Fly Lady method, you'll know what this is. If you're not, I'll leave a link to it below. And again, if you want me to do a video all about it, just let me know in the comments below and I will. And so yeah, I've got the different zones and how they apply to me, because obviously they'd be different for every house. This is my gratitude log. I don't have like a layout or anything like that, because I just intend to write as I go and just keep it as just as authentic as possible, really. Just something that I want to kind of be able to look back on whenever I want to. And then I've got a section on measurements, and I know this might seem funny, but I really use this. It's so useful. The kids' measurements change so much from store to store. Same with us. I can be one size in one store and something else in another. There's certain fabrics that I hate purchasing from some stores, and if I've shopped online and I can't remember what I bought last time and things like that, I kind of make a note of all those things in here, even things to do with my husband. So if I'm out and about and I see something really nice for him that I want to pick up, I don't have to ask, because everything's already in here. And you could do the same. You could add household things to this as well, like duvet sets, whether you and your children have different kind of sizing, things like that. It just would help to kind of have it with you out and about, even just so that you don't have to either get the wrong thing and then have to return it, or just stress yourself out about not knowing what you're buying. This section is for Ramadan and Eid, so everything Ramadan and Eid related for me goes here. Gift lists, food gift lists, whether we are, what I'm doing for them that year, just activities, things like that will all go, and I've got 2 pages that I've left for that here. This is just a dua list page that I've got. I had this in my previous planner, and I actually really like the idea of having a dua list, because there's so many things that you forget to pray for sometimes, and it can be really overwhelming, and it's nice to kind of have a list that you can actually look back on and remind yourself really of what you are, of what you want to pray for. This section here is when did I last, and this refers to things like when did I last flip mattresses, when did I last descale the kettle, when did I last clean air vents, that sort of thing basically. And it's really helpful to kind of have that here, so you know how frequently and how often you're doing things, and you're not sort of wondering how long it's been between things, how long you've drained the washing machine filter in or whatever. This section I thought would be really handy, just a page dedicated to that. And then I've got a page dedicated to self-care, because I'm horrible at it. And this is just for me to keep track of what I've done for myself, things I want to do for myself really, and hopefully that will be populated this year. And then I've got one page here for days out and ideas for days out. And then this will be really useful because I can then look back at it whenever I'm planning weeks and then try and incorporate something into the week. And then the last page, which is also the back page of the planner, I've just left as a brain dump. I love brain dumping. I think this would be very useful for when you have blog ideas or just any other ideas that you really want to implement and sort of keep in your mind and in the forefront all the time, and you read all the time. I want to be able to put those here. So that's how I intend to use the last couple of pages. As you can see, I haven't really had to do much. I haven't spent loads and loads of time like making it look super pretty or anything like that. A little bit of washi tape, a couple of colored pens, and you have it. To put in your plastic sleeve and ruler, all you have to do is turn to the page that you want to put it into, which for me is just before the bullet journaling pages start. And then you just need to push in the little plastic slots against the wires, and they slot in quite easily. It doesn't come off, it's quite firm, and then if you ever want to move it, all you have to do is just pull it out again. If you want to add your ruler in, this is how people usually do it, with this little tab thing at the bottom. But what I do is I turn it over and then put it in this way, same as the little plastic sleeve. And then what you have is a little tab at the very top, so you can go straight to that page or open straight up to that page. It's really, really handy to have it. It's almost like a permanent bookmark, and it's quite useful. And there you have it. There's my personal planner walkthrough. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you found it helpful. I'll be giving away 2 of my 10% off codes for a personal planner or a notebook, anything really that you want to buy off the personal planner website. If you'd like to be in with a chance of winning one, just comment below letting me know what your favorite bit about the planner is and what you'd like me to film next, and I'll pick somebody at random. Thank you very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel for more.